Russia must honor agreement it made and allow grain to reach the world. It was a slap in the face to the international community's hopes for the resumption of grain exports and the avoidance of a food crisis. Russia must realize the weight of the agreement that it signed, and must implement it in good faith. The day after Russia, Ukraine, the United Nations and Turkey agreed on the resumption of Ukrainian grain exports, Russian forces attacked the port of Odessa in southern Ukraine with missiles. According to the Ukrainian side, 2 of the missiles struck such facilities as a pumping station. The agreement stipulates that no attacks must be carried out on grain transport vessels and facilities at ports where grain is shipped out. The port of Odessa is among the 3 ports on the Black Sea coast covered by the agreement. Russia acknowledged that the missile attack had been carried out, but it claimed it targeted military facilities at the port and gave a far-fetched argument that it did not constitute a violation of the agreement. This would indicate that there has been no change in Russia's self-righteous stance that it will not relent in its offensives until Ukraine gives in. Whatever the targets were, attacking a port that serves as a hub for grain shipments itself violates the spirit of the agreement. It is totally unacceptable. The latest agreement had just been reached after months of negotiations. It is significant for the safe transportation of Ukrainian wheat, corn, and other commodities that are piling up in warehouses, and for their delivery to countries facing a food crisis. The attack on the port of Odessa undermines mediation efforts by the United Nations and Turkey and raises grave questions about whether Russia is willing to seriously implement the agreement. In its invasion of Ukraine, Russia has repeatedly committed indiscriminate killings of civilians, including children, and attacks on hospitals in violation of international law. Even when condemned by the world, it has attempted to justify its actions with false claims. The international community's trust in Russia has steadily crumbled. If the agreement collapses and a food crisis deepens further, it is Russia that should be held responsible. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who were present at the agreement's signing ceremony, have lost face. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry has condemned the missile attack as an instance of Russian President Vladimir Putin spitting on Guterres and Erdogan. To prevent such a situation from occurring again, the United Nations and Turkey need to strongly protest to Putin and demand the implementation of remedial measures. Ukraine said it will continue to organize fleets for grain shipments and to prepare for the loading of grain, among other processes. Ukraine is urged to steadily implement the agreement and to realize resumption of exports, while focusing on defending against Russian missiles. From the Yomiuri Shimbun, July 26, 2022.